friends used to have, Vanabhojan. And they come, and when Krishna comes, out of so much of humility, the tree will bend down. Tree will bend down to Krishna's height, and Krishna will tie his lunch boxes. His mother, we have that song, no? Bhaja Bhakta Vatsala Shri Gaurahari. We are the only organization in the whole world where we sing hotel menu card in the form of a song. If you sing that song, Bhaja Bhakta Vatsala Gaurahari, you have samosa, kachori, laddus, pakora, chapati, cakes and dessert and all. The whole hotel list will come. So when Krishna comes and raises his arms, these trees, out of so much of love for Krishna, they will bend down. They will bend down, and Krishna will, all the Gopas will tie their lunch packets. So this is the Vanabhojan area. And Radharani will stealthily come, and try to see Krishna. And all these leelas took place there. So finally, Rupa Goswami made a hut, and he was staying there, and he wrote all those wonderful books here. And even today, this is a beautiful Krishna Balaram there outside in the garden, and that's a kund next to that place, just right in front of the temple. So Rupa Goswami used to sit there and simply write beautiful books, and no one around. And one day a tiger came in that area. And tiger came, and some of the local Babajis, they saw that the tiger came, and immediately from nowhere, a young boy, very brilliant, Tejasvi looking young boy, came with a stick and chased the tiger away. Even Rupa Goswami was not aware of that also. So Sanatana Goswami thought, this is not a safe place. It's a hot sun, some days tigers come, sometimes snakes come. And Rupa Goswami, my younger brother, is not at all aware of all these things. So regularly he was persuading Rupa Goswami to change this venue. So one day Sanatan Goswami came, and Rupa Goswami younger brother felt very happy. My dear brother had come, I want to give him something to eat. And he was so happy. Then he made a kheer, a simple kheer, and offered to his elder brother Sanatan. Sanatan Goswami had this kheer and asked Rupa Goswami, who made this? Then Rupa Goswami said, I made this. Okay, from where did you get this milk and ingredients? Then Rupa Goswami said, a young girl from the neighboring village, she is coming regularly for the last 4 months, and she is giving me this, and I know her house a little away from this place. No, this kheer doesn't belong to this world. This kheer is tasting heavenly. I am sure, this is not a normal kheer. Then Rupa Goswami said, no, my dear brother, I know this girl, I know their house. And they're coming every day. The girl comes every day and supplies me milk, and sometimes that is the only food I have. No, I want to go and, take a note of that house. Then both the brothers went to that village, and they went to the particular house, and they asked that lady there, where is your daughter? She used to come and supply milk for me every day. And the lady said, my daughter got married a few months, 6 months back, and she had left the village and she had not come back. She will come back after 1 year, something like that. She's not there in the village. Then Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they were taken aback. Every day, without fail, Radharani came there in the noon time and supplied milk to Rupa Goswami. So even today, they make wonderful kheer to that Krishna Balram. And you can see that altar there, and that is the place Rupa Goswami was, worshipping. And the Krishna Balram, they offer a beautiful kheer. And even today, Rupa Goswami has written that this place is one of the Rasasthalis. So because of that, they have built a beautiful mandapa there. They have built mandapa, and in the night they don't go to that mandapa area which is next to that pond, because even today, every day night, they believe Krishna is performing pastimes. In ISKCON, every year after this Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Shastri resident course in Vrindavan, they go and do 12 hours non-stop kirtan in this Ter Kadamba. It is an amazing place. These places are beyond time. It's simply connected with Radharani, and one day we should also pray in these holy places that one day we should be also able to go to these places and experience that beautiful blessings of Radharani and things like that. Okay, so next we can go to Vrindakund. Have Vrindakund there? Yeah, Vrindakund also has got a connection with Rupa Goswami, because wow, amazing, beautiful picture. So this temple, the deity is discovered by Rupa Goswami. Two deities Rupa Goswami discovered. One is Vrindadevi in Vrindakund, another is Radha Govindji, and that Radha Govindji is now in Jaipur. So both the pastimes are almost the same pastime. Rupa Goswami's chanting was so intense, in 11th canto of Bhagavatam, Krishna explains what is meant by intensity. The intensity means like the consciousness of an arrow maker. In 11th canto it said the arrow maker, he is making arrows. The arrow is a very thin bamboo stick, whatever, and in the tip there is an iron cut thing. The arrow should not be heavier, the arrow should not be lighter also. It should be in a precise, perfect weight and length, so that it can tear the winds and travel miles together and reach the destiny. So, normal ironsmith cannot make arrows. Only very expert, precise ironsmiths can make arrows. And one day, an ironsmith is sitting on the roadside and making arrow. And on the road, entourage of caravan of people following the emperor of the country. The emperor is walking in palanquin, and people are following. There is band baja going on. People are singing and dancing and all sorts of things. But the arrow maker was not at all disturbed. He was simply focusing on how to make an arrow. And the purport, the acharyas write that our intensity, some point of life, we should have that deep, intense chanting which can transform us completely. So, Rupa Goswami's chanting was like that, and he could feel the presence of Vrindadevi. Vrindadevi's presence he could feel. Then he started searching for that place, locating the place, and a young boy came and told Rupa Goswami, Babaji, there is a small hillock, there is a small sand dune, hillock. I have seen a cow going there and pouring milk in that place. I am sure you can find whatever you are searching for under the hillock. So Rupa Goswami waited for the next day to make sure, and he found a beautiful cow coming and pouring milk on the hillock. And immediately Rupa Goswami called for some villagers for some help and dug that place, and they got this beautiful Vrindadevi, amazing deity, right? And this deity is established in the small beautiful place. And before ISKCON getting this place, many Babajis were sitting in this place and chanting Akhandanam. And one such Babaji, you see the beautiful deity of Vrindadevi, right? So Vrindadevi always has parrots, And along this pond, there are two ponds. One is Vrindakund in the front, and there is a Guptakund on the back. This is the secret hiding place of Krishna and Radharani. So here, finally, the Babajis were sitting and intensely chanting. If at all you get time once, you go in the Kartik month, if you go there and reach this place by morning 5:36, and you sit and chant for 2 hours there, and I am sure the transformation which takes place within you will be amazing. You will also transcend this material body to experience what is spirituality. I have got one such beautiful experience here. Went with some few Prabhupada's disciples, and they didn't want to go anywhere else. They straight went to Ter Kadamba and Vrindakund. First they went to Vrindakund, and from morning 5:30 to almost like 10 o'clock they spent their time there. And from 10 o'clock till evening they spent the time in Ter Kadamba. And I got a blessings to sit down with them and chant. That is the only time in my life I have properly chanted. Such an amazing chanting. And when you chant, slowly you start relating with the peacocks and the trees, and amazing. And you see, after some time you feel they're all responding to it. Exactly, on that day we saw by 5:45, you will not believe me, at least 300 to 400 parrots started making noise. And it's like the devotee was trying to read, the senior devotee was trying to read Bhagavatam with a tiny mic, and I tell you, none of us could hear what he is reading because the parrots were making so much of noise. Exactly at morning 5:45 or something like that, and at least like 300 400 parrots, they just flew away from this place. Because Vrinda Devi and Purnamasi is Sandipani Muni's mother and Madhumangala's grandmother. So they both live in this place eternally, Vrinda Devi and Purnamasi. So Vrinda Devi will send her thousands and thousands of parrots in all the direction every day to find a newer and newer place where Radha Krishna could meet, and one such meeting took place here because Radharani got locked up in Barsana. Barsana is very, very close to this place. So one such instance, Radharani got locked up in Barsana and she could not meet Krishna for days together. When she was not able to meet Krishna for days together, the bodily temperature, it started shooting up. She was feeling viraha, love in separation. In Nectar of Devotion, it is mentioned there are two kinds of love. Love in union and love in separation. Sambhoga and Vipralamba. That Vipralamba love, viraha, is the most intense form of love because in viraha, there is no lust, they say. In Sambhoga, that love is mixed. I'm talking in a material platform. In Sambhoga, the love is mixed with so many other things, but in Vipralamba, it is not mixed. And it's kind of a pure form. And Radharani started perspiring, falling unconscious. She was like a mad person chanting Krishna's name. And Lalita and Vishaka, both the Sakhis, are trying to console. And whatever they say, they are not able to convince Radharani. Radharani started feeling bad and all these things. So somehow Krishna could understand this. And in between Vrindakund and Barsana is that beautiful place called Prem Sarovar. From this place we will move to Barsana. So in between that place is called Prem Sarovar. Maybe Prabhu you can show Barsana's picture. So that's a Prem Sarovar and that's the place. Radharani was feeling so, wow, amazing Barsana, beautiful. Barsana Dham. So, then